Hi there, it's another tarot sesh for Capricorn. I'm the Cannastrologer. My name is Abby, and this is your June 2025 full moon reading. Welcome back to the channel, Capricorn. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button, and that way you get notified of all of my upcoming content. This is for all of my returning subscribers. You guys know at the end of every year, I do a full moon predictions reading, and we journal everything, and then as the months go along of the upcoming year, we go through and compare what the predictions, say and how they relate to the reading at hand. So we will go over the predictions at the end of this reading, but let's get into Spiritual AF to get started. I'm already going to start by saying, Capricorn, you have a very, very spicy reading, and I've been saying it in all of them. All the readings have been somewhat spicy, but yours is definitely going to be about a love situation. I can already tell that. We'll go into that in just a second. Let's get our Spiritual AF message for Capricorn. Higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity for the greater good. So mote it be. June 2025. Okay, this is interesting. All right, so be the person you needed when you were a kid. Okay? Be the person you needed when you were a kid. So, did you need someone who protected you? Did you need unconditional love? Did you need more attention? Did you need praise? Did you need to know someone had your back? You're a big kid now, and you can do that. And you can do that for that little pipsqueak still living inside of your rib cage. So this is talking about like your inner child, healing your inner child, being the person that you needed when you were a kid, but being that person now. I like this energy, and you're going to understand why at the end of the reading when we actually go over the predictions readings, because it's all part of it, healing your inner child. Now what's interesting too is, let's talk about the song that popped up for you, Capricorn, because I'm not saying anything against this type of lifestyle. One of the types of lifestyles that I'm about to talk about, right? Basically, I'm saying no judgment, right? No judgment. But I will say that sometimes people will experiment with different types of relationships because of an unhealed, past childhood, or trauma-filled childhood, or something like that. So that's not in everybody's case, and I'm not saying that that's why everybody does what they do. That's not what I'm saying. No judgment, right? No judgment, but it all plays, in part with each other. So the song, Capricorn, is called Tessellate by Alt J. Definitely go and listen to the song. So I looked up the word just to make sure that I was super correct about what I was, how I was going to explain this. But the word tessellate is to decorate or cover with a pattern of repeated shapes, especially polygons that fit together without gaps. And as soon as I heard the word the polygon, I was like, oh, I know what this is going to mean immediately. So then I went and I looked up the meaning of the song according to, the author, the musicians, and it's about a love triangle. So, and you can look at this in a couple different ways, right? It could be loving one person over another. It can also refer to, to some people as a threesome. To other people, it can refer to like polyamory or polygamy. Okay, it's two different things. So, but what I am seeing here is that, we are looking at some type of a love situation. Could be self-love too, though. And it could be about some type of repeated pattern that you're going through. And it's like back to back to back to back. So, let's get into this. Ooh, sorry if the table shakes. I have a different setup. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible. What do we have for Capricorn, please, with our Chakra Insight Oracle? One more. All right, Capricorn. Underneath the deck, we have personal boundaries. I know I'm right. I'm just saying. I know I'm right. So, number 16. This is all about choice, assertiveness, empowerment, and authenticity. Okay, personal boundaries. Something significant could happen on the 16th of the month. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is about boundaries. It's about morals, ethics, goals, beliefs, values, sticking up for them, aligning all of your chakras. It's also about growth and building. It's also about opportunity. Sometimes opportunity creates illusion because you have so much opportunity you don't know what to choose, and it also can involve some kind of trickery or backstabbing or mischievousness. And that's why personal boundaries are so important to have, especially if you're dealing with a third-party situation or potentially even like I was saying, like polyamory or polygamous activities, right? Or just being in an open relationship, for those of you who are dating. But it is about your choice and what level of assertiveness that you're going to exercise during relationships like that. Okay? And if this isn't that type of a situation, this is it's about your personal boundaries and being the person that you needed when you were a kid, because as a kid, you could have had very weak boundaries. You could have made a lot of really wrong decisions because you didn't know what boundaries were, or, they weren't as strong. So you've done a lot of learning, you've done a lot of living, and now it's like you're starting to realize this. So then we've got on top of the deck, number 35, creativity, imagination, expression, originality, and passion. Some of you really could be getting into some creative partnerships. I'm really just going to kind of leave it there. Number 35, somebody could be 35 years old. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8s are about messages. 8s are about walking away from one thing, walking towards something else. 8s are about being stuck in your head, anxiety and overwhelm, but also being able to get out of that energy too. It's also about mastery, being really good at what you're doing. Being an original creative because you have a passion for what you do. So if we're talking about work related, this is about you being passionate and creative about what you do. Ooh, we'll do this. I almost dropped those cards. Let's get into the tarot. Capricorn. What do we have for Capricorn? I don't know why I am being nudged to tell you this reading is for my high vibing Capricorns, okay? And as I said that, I just saw the sun card. High vibing Capricorns. If we've got low vibing energies watching this channel, I'm not saying that you can't. You need some inspiration though, right? Also, we got cross watchers that watch the channel. I know that too, but my readings are intended for the high vibing Capricorns. And placements, Capricorn placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. For your inspo. Okay, what do we got? June 2025. Capricorn, please. Thank you, Spirits. Underneath the deck, we have Empress. Love it. So this is the energy going into the reading. I could be talking to a feminine energy, or you could be dealing with one. She is Libra, Taurus energy. She's somebody who's very fair, balanced. She encompasses all the different queens energy, earth, air, fire, water. And she's very balanced. She's, anything she touches prospers. She's depicted here as pregnant, right? But she could have children or be pregnant. But if not, then it's just like the energy of like success, prosperity, creating things. She's very connected to the moon and has like very worldly type of energy. Okay. And very grounded. So this could be you. This could be somebody that you're dealing with or thinking about. All right. What do we have for Capricorn? Let's get 3 cards in the past. What is the energy of the past going into this reading? What do we need to know? What? Okay. Good. What else? Okay. One more. All right. I just heard the word unhinged. I don't know. Keep that in mind. 3 cards. Wow. Okay. 3 cards for current. 1. 2 more, please, for current for Capricorn. Capricorn readings always amaze me. I don't have any. Well, I do have Capricorn South Node. Did you guys see that? I was just going for 1 more card, but 3 fell out, and they're all reverse. All right, let's check this out real quick. 4 cards, all reverse. I don't know. Should I take these? No, I'm not going to take them because it's a Okay, I'll just take them. I just heard you might as well take them since you're overthinking it. All right. This is all like 1 card right here. It's like it's 1 person, 1 energy. I can already tell that. So, okay. And then outcome. Outcome. Capricorn, June 2025. The Valley. Okay. Well, I was not wrong. You guys have probably, I mean, not the spiciest, but one of the spiciest readings in the deck. Or that I've had, that I've done so far. Oh, dang, dang. Wow. Okay, Capricorn, I'm sorry. I know I'm like all the facial expressions and stuff. I'm taking it all in so I can deliver this message to you. Okay. We start out with the Temperance in reverse. This is the Angel in reverse. This is somebody not being protected anymore. This is in the past. It's, if not being protected, it's the energy of being, okay, I heard the word completely unhinged, right? Not being all there when it comes to balancing the 5D and the 3D energies, okay? Somebody could be either way up there, lost in the clouds, or be so stuck in reality that they don't pay attention to spirituality at all, right? So, it has to do with a relationship or a beginning, new beginning with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It could be masculine or feminine. But this person could be extremely wealthy, or this is you, because this is the King of Pentacles, and this is Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy, right? But this could be somebody who's very wealthy, works all the time, is working for everybody around him, right? But is always working, okay? All he cares really about is money. But there's been some kind of a relationship, a new relationship. However, it is unhinged. It was unhinged or was unbalanced in the past, recent past. Now, what I'm seeing for current energy, the first card that fell out was the 5 of Pentacles. This is somebody being left out in the cold. This could be a loss of money, a loss of wealth, because it's Pentacles. So we're talking about money, stability, finances. Somebody that's been locked out, left out, just isn't making as much as they used to, needs more money. Could be getting left behind, that type of energy. And then it's clarified by the Four of Cups, which is also very like kind of over it energy. Somebody who's really bored, kind of over it, wants to, feels like they've been forgotten, or like there's no more left to life. It's kind of like blase type of energy. And it's like they really have everything that they need, but they're not seeing this fourth cup that's right behind them, or right over here, that's right behind them. It's like rainbows and magic and shit that's like spurting out of it. Like, look, 3. It could very well be like, oh, I've got a third party, or, I've got 3 people, or whatever. When really everything that you need is in this one. And if you would just turn around and look at what you're not paying attention to, that's when you're going to find all the magic. So, but right now they feel like they're just being left out. Now, I guess what this is telling me is this person, what you're not paying attention to. Yes, I heard yes. That's why all these cards came out. Okay, so what you are not paying attention to, why you are feeling like you're stuck out in the cold, and maybe some of you are getting like left out in the cold, is because somebody is over some kind of situation, or is dealing with some kind of situation. Very spiritual. They're dealing with a Queen of Wands, a very spiritual Queen of Wands, who is a warrior. And there is something, what you're waiting on in this energy, it could have had to do with somebody being locked out. This may not be you. It could have been somebody who was locked out in the cold in the past. Like locked out, kicked out, something like that. And this person is just waiting. We've got 9 of Wands energy. That's wounded warrior energy. This is somebody who's been through the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, but they are a warrior. They're still willing to fight the good fight. Sagittarius energy. Then we have the 3 of Wands. This is waiting for their ships to come in. They know that something is coming in. They see it, and it's right on the horizon. It's like right there. We could be talking about 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks. It's right there. This also could be something that has been going on for about 3 years, and now ships are coming in. Then we've got Virgo, or I'm sorry, it wasn't, well, no, it is Virgo. It's the Hermit energy, right? Card number 9, it is a 9 year. This is happening now. So Virgo it's very spiritual. Somebody that has gone within, done a lot of shadow work. This is also, it could be a spiritual practitioner, somebody that works with the dark energies, but also in the light, always finds inspiration in the light. Or the light in the darkness, which is inspiration in the dark, right? And when I say spiritual practitioner, then we have the Queen of Wands. And this is someone who is very passionate, someone who can create anything almost as if by magic because of their passion. It can be, feminine energy unless you're a masculine. This is your feminine side coming out, right? But she is known as the witch of the tarot deck because she's got her wand here, and she's magic and fiery and passionate. Very beautiful. She could be single. Also, she could be known as the other woman, which is funny because we were talking about like a threesome situation. So this could be the other woman, right? That somebody just thinks about all the time, right? It may not even be one of the people that they're with right now, but that's the person that they want. That's the person that they're in love with. And it's this Queen of Wands, and she's very magical with the Hermit, and very strong, a warrior. Now, what's coming in? We've got the moon, but it's in reverse. I feel like something's going to be happening by the time of the full moon, which happens to be on the 11th of June. Okay. And when the moon is in reverse, so typically when the moon's upright, we're talking about secrets. There's secrets that are being hidden, and they could be getting illuminated, but when it's in reverse, it's like those secrets are being spilled. Secrets could be getting found out. Secrets will be coming, will be coming out is what I'm getting. There will be a balancing of finances due to this. And there could be some fighting due to this as well. People are going to be scrambling, clamoring, trying to, get to the top when this all goes down. this could have to do with 5 people, 5 departments, 5 family members, 5 co-workers, 5 friend groups. It could be anything, 5 or more, right? It's a whole group of people. And I'm hearing when you play with fire, you get burned. So somebody may be getting burned, but there's going to be some type of balancing out, though, that'll be coming out in somebody's favor. Now, this, I say in favor, this is because of a judgment. And I feel very strongly that in some cases this could be like a legal judgment. Could have to do with a Cancer, King of Cups energy. And justice. That's trying to get justice in a situation. And it has to do with a lot of money. But it also has to do with theft. Somebody was keeping things hidden and in the dark from a Scorpio. Yep, there's the money. All about wish fulfillment and money. And she could be a tarot card reader, high priestess. Or you could be getting tarot card readings. Obviously, you're here on the channel. Or this person could. Could have to do with a home, stability, foundation, and or celebration too. All because of, this could be a lawyer, legal, or some kind of decision that was made based on facts, logic, wisdom, and truth. Somebody planted seeds, manifested a situation. King of Swords, which is, that's like a judge or a lawyer. New beginning. Yeah. Wow. And this has to do with mastery at work. So now if this isn't like a legal situation, right, this could be a judgment of the soul. And these 5 of Wands, this could be 5 or more, like, lovers or people that are around you, but it's like somebody wants to balance something out with someone now that they have found out some secrets. And it's like they may want to balance it out monetarily, may want to help support a person, may want to, or may have to balance out, for a person. But it's like this judgment, it's like, it's tearing at their soul, and so they're making a judgment on their soul based on what it is that they want. But it could create friction. Like if it's a person choosing one person over another, that could create, fighting or bickering between other people. There's going to be some upset people. But there's definitely going to be some secrets coming out here soon. And I expect for it to be around the time of the full moon. What else? Let's get some Divine Energy Oracle messages for Capricorn. Okay, underneath the deck we have admit your vulnerabilities. Somebody needs to just address their fears, address their weaknesses. This is like doing shadow work. This is being honest. Be the person you needed when you were a kid. Like, step up. Like, do the right thing, Be creative about your personal boundaries. But this is that judgment energy. Admit your vulnerabilities to yourself and to others. And that's like that judgment on your soul type of energy. That's like setting your soul free, setting yourself free instead of being confined to the bounds and negative energies of what was holding you back. Top of the deck, be of service. Yeah, it's, again, do the right thing. Be of service. Help others. If you can support someone to help them get through a really hard time, the kind of karma that comes back on you with that kind of energy, that it can be life-changing for that person and yourself as well. Be of service. When you do good things for others, it gives you, great karma. It comes back on you. And here's the thing. I was saying in another reading, I'm not sure which. I think it was Leo. But it's like some people will go around being a Debbie do-gooder, all around the town, all the time. And people are just like, wow, she's so giving. But really, she's giving from a very hollow and fake kind of place. Because, people like that understand that when you give, you receive, right? But it's with very hollow intent, because it's like they are trying to trick the system. It doesn't work like that. It's all about where you're giving and with intention, right? You have to really want to give and help a person, or be of service to a person or a thing or an entity or group or whatever, in order for that good energy to come back to you in that kind of manner. So be of service and admit your vulnerabilities. Maybe somebody's heart just isn't in it, and that's why boundaries are being put up, and I feel like somebody just doesn't want to be part of this rat race anymore, doesn't want to be part of this threesome, doesn't want to be part of this group, and so secrets are coming out. There's going to be some kind of something, and a balancing of some kind of finances too. So now let's get into the predictions. So the full moon is on June 11th at 12:44 a.m. It's Pacific Daylight Time. That's on a Wednesday. This is the Sagittarius strawberry moon. So strawberries could be significant for you this month as well. Sagittarius energy is very fiery energy. The first card that we pulled was the Four of Swords. Now that's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, and this talks about R&R, rest and relaxation. This is somebody who's been overwhelmed, overloaded mentally, just kind of mentally exhausted. And so it's like taking a nap, getting self-care, getting, some rest and relaxation and rejuvenation, right? This also could talk about, cutting soul ties, cutting ties with somebody in order to, get peace of mind. So then we've got cultivating prosperity. I see somebody may have done something unhinged in the past in order to get money, but then they ended up not getting it. They're sick of waiting on it. They're not getting it, and it's because of this energy that they're dealing with, or some kind of situation that's playing out because of this Queen of Wands energy below, right? And so now it's like secrets are going to be coming out on this situation, and there's going to be a balancing. I'm sorry if you guys hear stuff in the back. We're doing laundry right now. But it is going to create some controversy, and there's going to be a judgment about this. And so it's like, if someone wants to be of service, it's about coming clean. It's about admitting your vulnerabilities, admitting what you know, being the person you needed when you were a kid. Step up, tell the truth, right? And somebody could be getting kind of creative about it. So then, and this will cultivate prosperity. When I say prosperity, money could come through, right? But it's the karma. It's the karma points that the universe will pay you big time when you come clean, right? So then we have number 33, the flower moon. It means blossoming, but it's really about the full moon that was back in May last month. And so sometime around the 12th, there could have been something significant that happened, and it's a situation that's now blossoming. Could be a relationship, could be, this situation at hand. But then we've got number 12, rose, love. So this month also, talks about love. This could be, romantic situation. Could be, some type of a threesome or whatever. But it has to do with love, and roses are a significant symbol of that. Then we've got the first quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. And so if you're looking to manifest something, if you want to bring something into, it's like speak it into existence. But that's also, I feel like this is also connecting to the admit your vulnerabilities. It's like, if you want to speak something into being, and you want the best positive outcome of what this situation might be for you, whether that's you're on the negative end or the positive end, you have to admit your vulnerabilities, and that's speaking it into being. So there's that. Then rhodochrosite, inner child. Where's it at? Here it is. So rhodochrosite from the Crystal Oracle is that pink color right in the middle there. It's like in the inner portion of the stone. Now there's other colors. There's some more right there, but it's like in the inner part of the stone. And it's interesting because it means inner child. And with inner child, that's what I was talking about with the very first card that came out of the deck. Be the person that you needed when you were growing up, when you were a child. This is your inner child. You're healing, or need to heal. Someone needs to heal their inner child. And you can only do that by admitting your vulnerabilities, speaking up, doing your shadow work, being of service to another, doing the right thing. I keep getting that. Do the right thing. Capricorn. Somebody needs to do the right thing. And then last but not least, I started playing with Astro Dice at the end of last year. Ooh, sorry if that was loud. And it's based on the three main... Sorry about that. It's based on the three main principles of astrology. And the placements that I rolled is Pluto, Cancer, and the third house. When you combine those three things together, it's a unique blend of emotional insight plus communicative power. Used wisely, it's a force of healing and transformation. And now my cat is trying to play with the die. So this is about healing your inner child. And it's about communicating, your needs and the things that you know, and what you need to communicate in order to heal and transform the situation. I feel like that is a really strong message for somebody, and it all has to do with their soul alignment, how they're feeling spiritually, like a judgment on their soul. Yeah. So that's where I'm going to leave you at, Capricorn. I hope this brought you clarity, insight, and answers. If you're interested in a personal reading where we dive down deeper into your own specific, timeline, I have all of that information on how to connect with me and book a reading in the description below this video. Also, make sure that you check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars signs too. If you're interested and want to leave a tip or donation to help the channel grow, always appreciated. That keeps me being able to deliver this content for you. And as you know, it's together we grow. I always love sharing this time and energy. I look forward to reading for you again in the very near future. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace, Capricorn.